Hey, what's up? Celebrities are cringe, right? You guys remember that Imagine video from the start of COVID? Lockdown commences, families are tucked away in their little apartments, wearing masks, hiding from death. And these ultra rich celebrities act like they have it so bad in their luxurious mansions. They don't have to work, they don't have to shop for groceries. Grandma's not dying locked in a box somewhere. They acted like we were all in this together, without realizing how out of touch they were. It was a genuine cultural moment, that dumbfounded feeling that I had of how could you possibly be so stupid as to post this video and think it's inspiring.
Brother, ugh.
That is the feeling I get watching Selena Gomez huck Oreos. I'm not saying these examples are equivalent in the magnitude of their cringe, it's just that one reminds me of the other. Because why is Selena Gomez selling us cheap cookies? And why does Oreos need her help to sell cheap cookies? Oh, we added cinnamon to the chocolate cookies. The Oreos brand is worth $1 billion. Don't tell me you needed Alex Russo to come up with some spell to sell cinnamon and chocolate cookies. You're telling me that the Nabisco people, who are worth billions of dollars, who have spent a century selling snacks, they couldn't sell cinnamon and chocolate cookies unless Selena Gomez was paid $50 million? That you can't sell a 9 out of 10 cookie combination without advertising it as the Selena Gomez cookie. Honestly, I don't think Selena Gomez is that bad. A singular person in a vacuum marketing garbage for people, okay, sure, whatever. Selena is just a prominent example with her. Holy God, she has 420 million followers? What does she even do? Flipping through her Instagram, most of her stuff is pretty normal. Personal photos, promotional photos, some advertisements. So why is she an official partner of Oreos? I don't know, man. Money? I guess. But her makeup business has made her a billionaire. I don't want to sound extremist here, like it's Oreos. We all love Oreos. Selena Gomez isn't a bioterrorist for being sponsored by Oreos. My question is just simply why? Relevancy, right? But surely not. She's the darling girl of Hollywood. She's steeped in relevancy. So, again, why? Selena has more power and influence than a Roman emperor, and here she is posting a video for Oreos? What an absolute corn dog. But Selena is not the only corny capitalist celebrity. I'm sure you're aware, but basically every celebrity is a huckster nowadays. It reminds me of Shaq doing those goofy gold bond ads. This man made $300 million in the NBA. Why is this demigod of sports shilling for the sweaty balls company? Have we fallen so far from God's light? Ryan Reynolds, notorious huckster. I've heard Mint Mobile is a good service, mostly from Ryan, but why is he the spokesperson for affordable telecommunications? And what about his gin company? Do actors really need to be selling us alcohol? Apparently, yes. Beyonce has a whiskey. Margot Robbie has a gin. Jason Momoa has a vodka. Brad Pitt does wine and gin. Emma Watson has a gin. Jeremy Renner has a vodka. Matthew McConaughey has a tequila and a bourbon. John Cena has a whiskey. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul have a mezcal. Kevin Hart has a tequila. David Beckham has a scotch. Nick Jonas has a tequila. Snoop Dogg sells gin and juice in a can, which might be the only one that actually makes sense. But also, Snoop is a notorious sellout. This is him DJing the Trump ordained crypto ball. Yeah, the list goes on. There's hundreds of celebrity alcohol brands. Just one of these people is worth more money than me, my friends, my family will ever make in our entire lives put together. Why do they need this? I'm sure some of them like alcohol, but they aren't starting these companies from scratch. They're taking existing products, messing with the formula, and putting their name on the label. Maybe Emma Watson gets a pass because her parents are winemakers or something. It's the family business. And some of the other ones, they might have a genuine passion in alcohol production as well. But most of these guys are investors in a product that they know nothing about. You're telling me Barbie has a genuine passion for Commonwealth alcohol sales. Is she going to quit acting for that? Probably not. So that's the celebrity alcohol racket. I'm not going to touch on influencers in this video. I'm not going to deep dive on celebrity makeup brands.
Hi, sisters!
But I would like to address who I think is the worst example of a lame, sellout huckster of a celebrity. The woman who, truth be told, inspired this video. Millie Bobby Brown. You might know her as the girl from Stranger Things. She played Enola Holmes. She's done a couple of other things as well. I'm not here to judge a child star being milked for all they're worth. That is their purpose, after all. But she's an adult now, so I feel like we can take a moment to appreciate just how lame her business model is. First of all, she has a makeup brand. Who doesn't? Somebody had an idea, an agent, a manager, a business partner, a way to capitalize on her fame and make a lot of money while she was a teenager. Now, I don't know the numbers, but from what I know about makeup money is that it's a lot. Recently, her company has diversified into more of a lifestyle brand. They launched a clothing line, they launched a luggage line, beverages, accessories, whatever you want, they've got it. How do I know all this? Well, it's all I know about her, seeing as it's the only thing on her Instagram. Almost every single post is an advertisement for her company. This video was supposed to be about celebrity books and ghostwriters, and we'll get to that, but I was so amazed at the soulless, capitalistic depravity of this young woman that I couldn't just ignore it. How does she have 64 million followers? Can anybody answer that? I don't use Instagram. I made a throwaway account to do research for my videos, so I don't really understand the platform. But actually, who is interacting with this content? Bots. It has to be bots, right? Am I going crazy? I zipped through her posts, and it is advertisements to the center of the earth. If it isn't for her brand, then it's for water she doesn't drink, or phone she doesn't use, or shoes she doesn't wear. I get being young and wanting to make some money, but she gets paid more than $10 million per movie. So can someone tell me why she has 3 posts advertising the city of Dubai? If you're making $1 million a month with 64 million followers, how much do the oil sheiks have to pay for 3 endorsements of morally questionable tourism? Look, Millie has millions of followers, many of them young women like her, and she constantly pays lip service to this idea of uplifting young women. Yet her entire existence is dedicated to selling young women garbage that they don't need. Drink my coffee, use my makeup, wear my clothes, get my glasses, buy my luggage, go on luxury vacations to cities where women are second-class citizens, do all of these things, and you'll be pretty and happy and successful like me. That isn't empowerment. That's an unscrupulous marketing strategy. So what's in it for her? Besides money, of course. We can get a clearer picture if we take a look at her book. Millie Bobby Brown wrote, and you hear the scare quotes, wrote her book, 19 Steps. Of course, she didn't write anything. She had a couple of ideas based on a family story. She sat on a couple of Zoom calls, and then she passed the book off to her ghostwriter. Millie basically took full credit for writing this book all the way through promoting it, for months and months. Only after a lot of backlash did Millie finally make a post acknowledging her ghostwriter. And it wasn't exactly the most gracious acknowledgement either. In the post, Millie wrote, "A huge thank you to my collaborator. I couldn't have done this without you." Reading that, I'm just like, done what? You couldn't have done nothing without her? To call the person who spent a year writing your book a collaborator is the most shameless display of narcissism I've ever seen. Collaborator, not co-author, not author, much less the creative champion who brought your dreams to life, whose credit you're stealing. Look, books are collaborative. Authors work with editors all the time to fine-tune their novels, but Millie didn't do that. Millie didn't write a single word. Yet her name is in massive text on the book's cover, larger than the title even. which reminds me of something. I don't know what, but I think when your name is key to your marketing, maybe your product isn't so good. Anyways, Kathleen McGurl, the real author, received a small mention inside the cover and a singular Instagram post. Meanwhile, Millie gets to be a New York Times best-selling author at 19 years old without ever having written anything. And that's what it's all about. Collecting trophies and accolades. It's not enough to just be successful and live a quiet life. You have to be recognized as being successful. You have to be constantly validated as an actor and a comedian and a musician and a stylist and a writer. You have to find success in business and art and sports and culture and fashion. You have to promote human rights while being ignorant of what that actually means. Most of all, you have to be seen to be doing these things, which means posting it on social media so everyone can see your followers, can see your likes, can see your sponsorships, because being seen is being relevant, and being relevant is success. Celebrities just want to be seen. They want to be rich. They want to be winners. Millie Bobby Brown doesn't want to write a book. She wants you to think she can write a book. Selena Gomez and Oreos. I don't know. She's beat the game. Now she's doing side quests. Maybe she just likes cinnamon. I like cinnamon too. You know what? Selena isn't so bad after all. My point is, celebrities are dorks. I'll see you guys later.